Danny is a hater. Danny is a hater.
So he could take a punch. He's like Spencer's a middleweight, like in a welterweight body. And I think that's why he could take a punch so well at that weight. But both of them get hit, and I think that's what the fight is going to be interesting.
We sparred more rounds. We started sparring early because of that. So we made a lot up from the missed time. You know what I'm saying? Plus my head was always in the game. I'm always shadow boxing. I'm always jogging. I'm always watching boxing. So if your head's in the game, like if you completely separate yourself from boxing, like don't watch it, don't do nothing, get fat, then you come back. That's a bad.
To keep it calm, but forget that, man. People love it when
Yeah,
you.
but that's what sells. Fans pay money to.
Right.
You gotta. It's a business at the end of the day. It's an entertainment business. So you gotta hype it up. I mean, you don't gotta say nothing bad. You know, but listen, I'm gonna love you. It's a business at the end of the day. Anybody can go up there and just talk humble. You gotta talk what you feel. You can't be fake. You gotta be real. You just gotta be you. You natural. Just be you.
And Danny, you know, you've been one of the most accomplished fighters in the sport the last 10 years, the last decade. What are people getting wrong? What are they overlooking about you, bookies, anybody that's overlooking you in this fight?
No, I don't know. I can't worry about that, to be honest. All I can worry about is what I do. And that's hard work for relief.
You know,
That's all I can worry about.
you know, a lot's been made about your counterpunching and those things. Do you think you have more skills than Errol Spence?
Yeah, definitely. You know what I'm saying? I've been at this level longer than him. So in order to be at this level for a while, you gotta have the skill level and the hard work. And that's something I always did.
Are you looking to test him earlier than maybe, you know, usually you like to take your time and figure things out, but are you going to try and press him early to see if his punch resistance isn't the same after that accident? Or?
You're going to have to see. On December 5th. You're going to have to see.
Is that part of the game plan at all too, Angel?
Listen, man, we're going after him. I respect the man as a fighter, don't get me wrong. I disrespect his you know, as a fighter, he's a champion. He's a champion. I receive him.
What do you feel is being overlooked about Danny?
He's not there on the way mentally. It's a mental thing. There's a mental thing, spiritual thing, and a physical. He's not there. You could try to lie for him and cover him up. But I can see it, man.
Wouldn't it mean...
I can read his soul, man. He's not a bad person. I just read that spirit, you know. I can see it.
Doesn't it say something, though, that he jumped right into the fire again against a fighter like Danny?
He got people, medical people say he's clear. So you can't, I mean, to me, honestly, all doctors ain't perfect. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been through shit. The doctors almost killed me in the operating room. You know, and I've seen family members of mine that have been killed by medical malpractice. So doctors ain't perfect all the time.
See, we about to cut through all the bullshit and all the red tape. See, what had happened was you thought you was a better fighter. You thought you had more skills. You thought you was superior to Spence. But you found out a very hard way that you're nothing compared to that man. That man is an elite fighter and you're just average. You lost your damn fight with Sean Porter. You lost to Keith Thurman. Every time you had a step-up fight in 147, you lost. You sitting here living on your glory days from the 140 era. You beat Amir Khan because you hit him with a no-look hook. You was getting your butt whooped in that fight. And see, now you talking about you have anxiety. No, anxiety is you getting in the ring every time when people told you was the best and you would make it, and you keep getting thrashed. You keep getting spanked. You keep getting whipped by another man. That's why you feel anxious. That's why you have anxiety, because you know you are less of a man because you done lost to not one, not two, but three men in a hand-to-hand combat sport that matters mano a mano. And you fell short 3 times. And the first 2 you was okay with it because it was close. But see, this one was by such a wide margin, such a chasm, that it shocked your equilibrium. The same thing happened to Mikey Garcia. That's why he went ahead and retired. And now you sitting here making all these damn excuses talking about you was 40, 30, 50%. No, before the fight started, you said this is the best camp Danny's been in. This is the best you've seen Danny Garcia. This is the best version of Danny Garcia. And then when you hear Spence talking about he was only 40 and 50%, now you got to cap. You got to be Mr. Me Too and say, it's the same with us. We wasn't ready to. Stop the bull. Stop the presses. If you the one Like you said it was the best of you. What y'all thought was y'all caught Spence when he was vulnerable, just like your dad said. Y'all thought he was half of a man. He was coming back from the car accident. Y'all felt like it was the best chance that y'all had to take Spence because y'all felt like he was a wounded animal and y'all felt y'all was gonna pounce on him. But the problem was he flipped the switch, turned the trap, and tore your ass up. He about took your eye too, Danny, but he took the foot off the gas in the 9th round. That fight was nowhere near close. You're talking about the only difference was the jab. The jab beat you up, and it beat you up bad. And what's crazy is I used to have respect for you because I said, okay, you talk your loss like a man, and you understood it was just nothing you could do because you couldn't get past the jab. First off, that showed that he was more supremely skilled than you because he kept you at bay with a jab. He controlled the distance, range, and he was letting shots off. You even stole off on him when the round was over, a clean hook shot, and he just wiped your shot off. That right there showed you that your power was nothing. And that's when the pit of your stomach grew to the size of a black hole because you realized I just gave this man my best shot and he didn't have his guard up and he still ate it. Yes, he ate it, Danny Garcia. That shows you that y'all are in two different stratospheres. While you sitting in Earth's orbit, this man is going past the sun, moon, stars, and the quasars. This man's going to a new universe. That means you and him are not alike and would never be. Even on his worst day, you couldn't beat him on your best day. And that's just the way it was, Danny. And now you sitting here talking about you will beat him now. What's changed? He's done gotten bigger, faster, and stronger. And if he come up to 154, he's going to stop you. And it's going to be a brutal stop. And he might take your eye with it, Danny. Because the bigger Earl is, the better he is. See, he's shrinking down to 147. What you fail to realize, the best Earl Spence will be in 154 or 160. And you struggle with David Benavidez because you didn't drop him, but you did put on a nice performance. But you struggled with the power. You didn't take him out. But you did it good. You was fast. You shoe shuffled. But that don't mean you can stand up with Earl. And that don't mean you can stand up with Charlo. You talking about going from high schools to the pro. And then you got Sensei Derek James, who's already done seen your style, picked you apart, and your dad ain't much of a trainer. He's your hype man. Y'all sitting around with your hands in the air doing a little bounce like, yeah. Okay, what does that mean? Now you happy because you won again. Sitting there crying because finally you can breathe again. I can breathe again, I've won. Yeah, but every time you had a big fight, you lost, Danny. And you had so much promise. But I'm not even going to hold you up. Get there with Spence because you want that payday. And you know Spence was your biggest payday. And you know that you are irrelevant, so you're trying to make yourself relevant again. So you're trying to add controversy to the Spence loss, so it'll be a reason for a rematch. But if you do want a rematch, you better get a belt at 154, and then he will gladly come take it from your hating ass. Now that's crazy, man. Why can't boxers admit when the better man has won? Because the better man has won, Danny. And then you capping, trying to downplay his skills on all these interviews, but you know, you saying this and that, but he was the one that beat you the worst out of Keith Thurman, out of Sean Porter. So what does that say about you? Exactly. But you keep wishing and you keep hoping for a star, and you might get what you don't want. But be careful what you ask for, because you might just get it. And Earl Spence ain't playing no games. You done pissed him off again, Danny. But the only way you're going to get that payday is if you get a belt. If not, you still irrelevant. And that's it. But one last thing before I end this, Danny. It's real people out here that are really depressed. And they're really going through stuff. Earl Spence was thrown through a Ferrari. Broke all the teeth in his mouth. Didn't know if he was going to fight again, walk again. He had to provide for his family. You still in health. Just because a couple of your bodegas was facing COVID crisis, you still had money put up. And you still was healthy and all that. Just because you lose these fights, then you felt depressed because you thought you was better than what you was. Sometimes you have to see who you are and where you stand. Sometimes you can't be the greatest. And see, Earl, he was going through depression, but he didn't put it out there to the media. He didn't ask for sympathy. This man came off a life and death situation and jumped in the ring with you. That means you easy work. He treated you like a cakewalk. And I'm talking about sherbet cake, buddy. With the winter crest filling. Yes, he did you like that. So, he did that to you. Then you depressed because you got beat by half of a man. But now you get a win and you moved up weight, trying to get a payday. Now you think you can beat the full man. It don't make sense. It don't make sense. The fight gonna be the same thing but worse. But hey, it's up to you. Try what you want. They say the try is to fail. Hey, maybe you can get another shot, maybe you can't. It's up to you if you get a belt or not. And then we're gonna rehash this convo you had about you can beat Spence now.